truck is on its way. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it. Catering vehicles are on their way.
Landing runway 08 left. Departing runway 08 right. Transition level 180. Advise on initial contact. You have information Echo. Vancouver Airport information Echo. 2156 Zulu. Wind 115 at 8. Visibility 20. Few clouds at 2000. Ceiling 6,900 broken. Temperature 10. Dew point 07. Altimeter 2969er. Landing runway 08 left. Departing runway 08 right. Transition level 180. Advise on initial contact. You have information Echo.
Off to Denver. Is that a plane?
Jazz 766, request IFR clearance to San Diego Airport.
Jazz 766, Vancouver delivery, expect runway 08 right. Climb 6,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors tuck. Squawk 0145.
Expect runway 08 right. Climb 6,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors tuck. Squawk 0145. Jazz 766.
Jazz 766, read back correct. Contact ground 127.15 when ready for push or start.
Ground 127.15 when ready. Jazz 766.
Alright, refueling is done. Fuel pumps are on.
Passengers boarding started.
Alright, so let's Vancouver delivery, this is Air Canada 220. We have information Echo requesting IFR clearance Sunday to Calgary.
Air Canada 220 Vancouver delivery, thanks for Echo. Expect runway 08 right, climb 6,000 feet on runway centerline, then expect radar vectors daped. Squawk 6556.
Expect runway 08 right, we'll climb to 6,000 and then expect the radar vectors to daped. Squawking 6556 for Air Canada 220.
Air Canada 220, read back correct. Contact ground 127.15 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Over to 127.15 for push and start. Thanks, Air Canada 220. No SID today. Load that in, it's clear.
WestJet 711, Gate 20 Alpha Taxi via Mike 5, Mike 4, Victor Hotel Golf. Gate 20 Alpha Taxi via Mike 5, Mike 4, Victor Hotel Golf, WestJet 711.
Air Canada 566 at stand 78, request pushback and engine start.
Air Canada 566, Vancouver ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face north.
That's good.
Pushback approved, face north, Air Canada 566.
Door.
Morningstar 7076, cross runway 08 right at hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel Alpha Foxtrot. Cross runway 08 right at hotel. Continue taxi via Hotel Alpha Foxtrot Morningstar 7076. Jazz 766, cross runway 13 at Lima. Continue taxi via Lima 4.
Cross runway 13 at Lima. Continue taxi via Lima 4, Jazz 766.
Air Canada 566, request taxi to the active.
Air Canada 566, runway 08, right taxi via Juliet Alpha, Juliet Lima 4. Hold short runway 13.
Runway 08, right taxi via Juliet Alpha, Juliet Lima 4, hold short runway 13, Air Canada 566.
Jazz 766, contact Vancouver Tower 125.65. Have a good day.
Over to Tower 125.65, Jazz 766. Have a good day.
Horizon Air 2160, stand 87, request pushback.
Horizon Air 2160, Vancouver ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast.
Pushback approved, face northeast, Horizon Air 2160.
Jazz 154, ramp 3, request pushback. Jazz 154, Vancouver ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face north. Pushback and engine start approved, face north, Jazz 154.
Horizon Air 2160, ready to taxi to the active.
Horizon Air 2160, runway 08, right taxi via Juliet Alpha, Juliet Lima, Lima 4. Hold short, runway 1 tree.
Runway 08, right taxi via Juliet Alpha, Juliet Lima, Lima 4. Hold short, runway 13, Horizon Air 2160.
Flare 830, stand 17, request pushback. Flare 830, Vancouver ground, pushback approved, face west. Pushback approved, face west, flare 830. Jazz 154, ready to taxi to the active. Jazz 154, runway 08, right taxi via Juliet Alpha, Juliet Lima, Lima 4. Hold short, runway 1 tree. Runway 08, right taxi via Juliet Alpha, Juliet Lima, Lima 4. Hold short, runway 13, Jazz 154. Air Canada 566, cross runway 1 tree at Lima. Continue taxi via Lima, Lima 4.
Cross runway 1 tree at Lima. Continue taxi via Lima, Lima 4, Air Canada 566.
Alright, getting ready here for full boarding. APU's coming on. Disconnect the external power.
Flare 830, taxi for departure.
Busy.
Flare 830, runway 08, right taxi via Golf, Hotel, Lima, Lima 4. Hold short, runway 1 tree.
Craft is loaded.
Runway 08, right taxi via Golf Hotel, Lima, Lima 4. Hold short, runway 13, flare
I would like to
830.
welcome you on board our Airbus A320 aircraft. Today we're flying from Vancouver to Calgary. We are currently preparing for departure, and we will be taking off shortly. Thank you for choosing to fly with us today. Bonjour, ici votre commandant de bord. Au nom d'Air Canada, je vous souhaite la bienvenue à bord de notre avion Airbus A320. Aujourd'hui, nous prenons l'avion de Vancouver à Calgary. Nous sommes en train de finaliser les préparatifs pour le départ et nous allons bientôt nous envoler. Merci d'avoir choisi de voyager avec nous aujourd'hui.
Horizon Air 2160, hold position for traffic.
Hold position, Horizon Air 2160.
Hello and welcome aboard. My name is
Horizon
David
Air
Jewell, and
2160,
I am a
continue
cabin crew
taxi.
member on this
Continue
flight.
taxi,
As you
Horizon
can
Air
hear from our
2160.
captain, we are currently preparing for departure, and we will be taking off shortly. Please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened and your seat back and tray table are in the upright position. Please turn off all personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones. Smoking is prohibited for the duration of the flight. If you have any questions or need assistance, please don't hesitate to ask me or one of my colleagues. Bonjour et bienvenue à bord. Je m'appelle David Julian et je suis membre de l'équipage de ce vol. Comme vous l'avez entendu de la part de notre commandant de bord, nous finalisons actuellement les préparatifs pour le départ. et nous
Vancouver
allons
ground, this is Air
bientôt
Canada 220
décoller.
at stand
Veuillez vous
46A,
assurer
requesting
que votre
push and
ceinture
start.
de sécurité est attachée et que votre dossier
Flare
de siège
830,
ainsi que
cross
votre
runway 1
tablette
tree at Lima.
sont en position
Continue
verticale.
taxi via Lima.
Merci
Lima
d'éteindre
4.
tous vos appareils électroniques personnels.
Cross runway
y
1
compris
3 at
les
Lima.
ordinateurs
Continue
portables
taxi
et les
via
téléphones
Lima.
portables.
Lima 4, flare
Il
830.
est interdit de fumer pendant toute la durée du vol. Si vous
Air
avez
Canada
des questions
220,
ou besoin
Vancouver
d'assistance,
ground, pushback
n'hésitez
approved.
pas à
Face
me
west.
demander ou à
West for Air
solliciter
Canada
mes
220.
collègues.
Ladies and
Horizon
gentlemen,
Air
this is your
2160,
captain
hold
speaking
position
again.
for traffic.
Our
I'll
flight
call you
today
back.
will take approximately 1
Hold
hour.
position, Horizon
The
Air
weather in Calgary is
2160.
snowy. We expect a smooth flight with a small chance of light
Horizon Air
turbulences.
2160,
Please relax
continue
and
taxi.
enjoy the flight.
Continue taxi, Horizon Air
Cabin
2160.
crew, arm doors and cross-check.
Hello, Captain.
Encore 3325, ramp 510 Alpha taxi via Mike 1, Mike 4, Victor Hotel, Delta Uniform.
For your safety and comfort.
Ramp 510 Alpha Taxi via Mike 1, Mike 4, Victor Hotel, Delta Uniform, Encore 3325.
Pour votre sécurité et votre confort, soyez attentifs à cette
Jazz
courte
154, cross runway 13 at Lima. Continue taxi
Departure
via
check
Lima,
completed.
Lima 4.
Bypass pin inserted.
Cross runway 13 at Lima. Continue taxi via Lima, Lima 4, Jazz 154.
Overhead bin or under the seat in front of you.
Veuillez
Flare
ranger vos bagages
830, contact Vancouver Tower 125.65.
Preparation for takeoff. Make sure you're
Over to Tower 125.65, flare 830.
En prévision du décollage, prenez soin de vous asseoir confortablement, de redresser le dossier de votre siège et de ranger la tablette.
You must wear your seatbelt when the seatbelt sign has been turned on, and we suggest wearing it even when the sign is turned off.
Vous devez porter votre ceinture lorsque la consigne des ceintures est allumée, mais nous vous suggérons de la porter même lorsque la consigne est éteinte.
Fasten your seatbelt by adjusting it around your hips. To release it, lift the upper
Horizon Air
portion or press under the
2160, cross runway 13 at Lima. Continue taxi via Lima, Lima 4.
Pour la détacher, soulevez
Cross
la
runway
partie
13 at
supérieure
Lima.
ou
Continue
appuyez
taxi
sur le
via Lima, Lima 4, Horizon Air
Parking
2160.
brake released.
Commencing push.
Seatbelt
All
and
engines
no
cleared.
smoking signs
Start
are
at will.
located throughout the
Engine
aircraft.
2 is going up.
Please comply with them at all times.
Les consignes de ceinture et d'interdiction
Jazz
de fumer se
154,
trouvent à différents
contact
endroits
Vancouver
dans
Tower
l'avion. Veuillez les respecter.
125.65. Have a good
It
day.
is prohibited to smoke.
Over to
use
Tower
electronic
125.65,
cigarettes,
Jazz
or to consume your
154.
own alcohol on board.
Il est interdit de fumer, d'utiliser des cigarettes électroniques ou de consommer son propre alcool à bord.
Your portable electronic devices must be set to airplane mode until an announcement is made upon arrival.
Les appareils électroniques portatifs doivent être réglés en mode avion jusqu'à l'annonce à ce sujet à l'arrivée.
If your electronic device falls in your seat, do not move your seat or try to retrieve it yourself, as it poses a fire hazard. Notify your cabin crew immediately to ensure the safe
Horizon
retrieval
Air
of the device.
2160, contact Vancouver Tower
Si votre appareil
125.65.
électronique glisse
Have a
dans
good
votre
day.
siège, ne bougez pas votre
Contact
siège
Tower
et n'essayez pas de le récupérer.
125.65, Horizon Air 2160.
Avertissez immédiatement le personnel de cabine afin qu'il le récupère. en toute
Skywest
sécurité.
3748, Gate 88 Alpha Taxi via Mike 5, Mike
Should an
Tango.
emergency happen, place your
Gate 88
seat flat on
Alpha
the floor
Taxi
and
via
top
Mike
of
5,
head
Mike
against
Tango.
the seat in front of
Skywest
you.
3748.
Or rest your head and chest into your lap. Grasp your ankles or wrap your arms under your legs.
En cas d'urgence, posez vos pieds à plat au sol et appuyez le dessus de votre tête contre le siège devant vous. Ou bien, penchez-vous et appuyez votre tête et votre poitrine sur vos
brake.
cuisses.
ISO 50 Golf System 62, request pushback and engine start. Ice Air 50 Golf, Vancouver ground, pushback approved, face west.
The many safety features of this aircraft.
Pushback and engine start approved, face west, Ice Air
Gardez les
50
clés placées
Golf.
dans la pochette ou le porte-revue près de vous explique les nombreuses mesures de sécurité propres à cet avion. Veuillez en prendre connaissance avant le décollage.
If there is a need to evacuate the aircraft, leave your baggage behind and follow the seat-mounted lighting to the nearest emergency exit.
S'il faut évacuer l'avion, laissez vos bagages à bord et suivez l'éclairage sur les sièges jusqu'à l'issue la plus proche.
Tow truck disconnected.
There are 4
Bypass
exits
pin
located on
removed.
each side of the aircraft. All of these are
Left
indicated
is
by a
clear.
green exit
Right
sign.
is clear.
Please locate the one nearest you.
Il y a 4 issues de secours de chaque côté de l'avion. Chacune d'elles est indiquée par une enseigne verte. Veuillez repérer celle qui est la plus près de vous.
If the cabin pressure changes, an oxygen mask or a tab will drop from the panel above you. Remain seated. Pull the mask or the tab to bring the mask
Vancouver
towards
ground
you.
Air Canada
Use the
220
support strap
requesting
to hold
taxi.
the mask over your mouth and nose and breathe normally. Always
Air
secure
Canada
your own
220,
mask
runway
before
08,
assisting
right
others.
taxi via Juliet Charlie Juliet Lima. Hold short,
Un masque
runway
à
13.
oxygène ou une languette tombera du panneau au-dessus de vous.
Runway 08 right,
Restez
taxi
assis.
via
Tirez
Juliet
le
Charlie
masque ou la
Juliet
languette pour
Lima,
amener le
hold short
masque
runway
vers
13 for Air
vous.
Canada
Utilisez la bande
220.
élastique pour maintenir le masque sur votre nez et votre bouche et respirez normalement. Mettez toujours votre masque
ISO
avant
50 Golf, request taxi.
ISO 50 Golf, runway 08, right taxi via Juliet Bravo, Juliet Lima, Lima 4. Hold short, runway 13.
En cas d'amérissage d'urgence, prenez la pochette de
Runway
gilet de
08
sauvetage
right taxi via Juliet Bravo, Juliet Lima Lima 4. Hold short, runway 13, ISO 50
Slip it
Golf.
on, fasten the waist clip, and tighten the belt. Pulling the tab will inflate the life vest. You can also inflate it by blowing into the tube. The life vest should only be inflated as you leave the aircraft.
Sortez le gilet de la pochette et enfilez-le. Attachez la boucle de taille et ajustez la ceinture. Pour le gonfler, tirez la languette ou encore soufflez dans le tube. Ne gonflez votre gilet qu'au moment de quitter l'avion.
Or not.
If you need any assistance or have any concerns, please let one of us know.
Si vous avez une inquiétude ou besoin d'aide, adressez-vous à l'un de nous.
Thank you for choosing to fly with Air Canada.
Merci d'avoir choisi Air Canada.
Okay, that's good. Checklist. Takeoff checklist.
Cabin crew, please dim the lights for takeoff.
No, I don't
Personnel de
think-
cabine, veuillez baisser les lumières pour le décollage.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be dimming the cabin lights for takeoff. If you require additional light, please use the button above your seat to activate the reading light. Mesdames et messieurs, nous allons tamiser les lumières de la cabine pour le décollage. Si vous avez besoin de lumière supplémentaire, veuillez utiliser le bouton au-dessus de votre siège pour activer votre lampe de lecture.
ISAIR 50 Golf, hold position for traffic.
Now they got the whole position.
Hold position, ISO 50 Golf.
ISAIR 50 Golf, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, ISO 50 Golf.
Air Canada 220, cross runway 13 at Lima. Continue taxi via Lima, Lima 4.
Cross runway 13 at Lima, continue taxi via Lima, Lima 4 for Air Canada 220.
ISAIR 50 Golf, cross runway 13 at Lima. Continue taxi via Lima, Lima 4.
Cross runway 13 at Lima. Continue taxi via Lima, Lima 4, ISAIR 50 Golf.
Air Canada 220, contact Vancouver Tower 125.65.
Over to 125.65 for Air Canada 220. Have a good day. Vancouver Tower, this is Air Canada 220. We're at runway 08 right, and we're ready to go.
Air Canada 220, Vancouver Tower, wind 115 at 8, fly heading 090, runway 08 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 08 right, clear for takeoff, Air Canada 220. I'm going to turn the beacon light off, but...
All aircraft be advised, information Foxtrot now current, altimeter 2969er.
Okay, you're good. 2969er is still what we have. Close out of that.
ICF 50 Golf, ready to go, runway 08 right.
ICF 50 Golf, hold short of 08 right.
Wilco, hold short of 08 right for traffic, ICF 50 Golf.
ICF 50 Golf, runway 08 right, line up and wait.
Runway 08 right, line up and wait, ICF 50 Golf.
ICF 50 Golf, Vancouver Tower, wind 115 at 9er, fly runway heading runway 08 right, cleared for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, runway 08 right, cleared for takeoff, ICF 50 Golf.
Air Canada 220, contact Vancouver departure 132.3.
Over to 132.3 for Air Canada 220. Vancouver departure, this is Air Canada 220, passing through flight level 2000 on our way up to 6000.
Air Canada 220, Vancouver departure identified, climb to 17,000 feet, altimeter 2969er.
Up to 17,000 for Air Canada 220.
Air Canada 220, turn left, heading 075, expect further clearance in about 16 miles.
Turn left, heading heading 075 for Air Canada 220. Left 0.
Horizon Air 2160, contact Seattle Center 125.1.
Contact Seattle Center 125.1, Horizon Air 2160, have a good day.
Vancouver, ICF 50 Golf, good day, 1,200 feet.
ICF 50 Golf, Vancouver departure identified, climb to 16,000 feet, altimeter 2969er.
Climb to 16,000 feet, altimeter 2969er, ICF 50 Golf.
We are now climbing to our cruising altitude. We will be starting our in-flight service shortly. You can find our sky menu in the seat pocket in front of you. Mesdames et messieurs, dans quelques instants, notre personnel de cabine commencera à servir au rafraîchissement. Veuillez abaisser vos tablettes et soyez prêts à faire votre choix.
275, descend to 8,000 feet.
Descend to 8,000 feet, Jazz 275.
Air Canada 220, clear direct deep. Resume own navigation.
Directed deep for Air Canada 220.
Seatbelt sign has just been turned on. You may now move around the cabin. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened while seated in case of unexpected turbulence. Le panneau de ceinture de sécurité vient d'être éteint. Vous pouvez maintenant vous déplacer en arme libre. Nous vous recommandons de garder votre ceinture de sécurité attachée lorsque vous êtes assis en cas de turbulence inattendue.
Air Canada 220, contact Vancouver Center 125.905, bye-bye.
Over to center on 125.95, Air Canada 220, have a good day. Vancouver Center, this is Air Canada 220, passing through flight level 150 on our way up to 17,000. We're on our way up to.
Air Canada 220, Vancouver Center, radar contact, climb to flight level 350.
To 350, Air Canada 220.
We are now starting our in-flight service. We'd like to remind you that we accept card payments as well as cash. You can find our Skyman in the seat pocket in front of you. Please remain seated while we serve. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask one of our cabin crew members. Thank you. Mesdames et messieurs, nous commençons maintenant notre service en vol. Nous vous rappelons que nous acceptons les paiements par carte ainsi qu'en espèces. Vous trouverez notre menu en cabine dans la pochette de votre siège. Merci de rester assis pendant que nous vous servons. Si vous avez besoin de quoi que ce soit, n'hésitez pas à demander à l'un de nos membres d'équipage. Merci.
Vancouver Center, ICAO 50 Golf, passing 13,000 feet for 16,000 feet.
ICAO 50 Golf, Vancouver Center, identified, climb to flight level 330.
Climb to flight level 330, ICAO 50 Golf.
Jazz 154, contact Vancouver Center 135.0.
Contact Vancouver Center 135.0, Jazz 154.
Flare 830, contact Vancouver Center 135.0.
Contact Vancouver Center 135.0, Flare 830.
Canada 220, contact Vancouver Center 135.0. Have a good day.
Contact Vancouver Center 135.0, Air Canada 220. Vancouver Center, Air Canada 220, crossing flight level 241 for flight level 350, direct out.
Air Canada 220, Vancouver Center, radar contact. Flare 830, contact Vancouver Center 132.35.
Contact Vancouver Center 132.35, flare 830.
Air Canada 220, contact Vancouver Center 133.5. Have a good day.
Contact Vancouver Center 133.5, Air Canada 220. Vancouver Center, Air Canada 220 through flight level 342 for flight level 350.
Air Canada 220, Vancouver Center identified.
Vancouver Center, Jazz 154, flight level 250.
Jazz 154, Vancouver Center identified. WestJet 119, contact Vancouver Center 135.0.
Contact Vancouver Center 135.0, WestJet 119, bye-bye.
Air Canada 220, contact Vancouver Center 134.2. Have a good day.
Contact Vancouver Center 134.2, Air Canada 220. Vancouver Center, Air Canada 220, flight level 350.
Air Canada 220, Vancouver Center, identified.
Bonjour, c'est votre commandant de bord. Je voulais juste partager quelques informations avec vous. Nous sommes actuellement en croisière à une altitude de 35 000 pieds et à une vitesse de 870 km par heure. Le reste du vol devrait être calme. Si vous avez des questions, n'hésitez pas à demander à l'un de nos membres d'équipage. Merci et bon vol. Hi, it's me again. I just wanted to share some information with you. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 35,000 feet at a speed of 870 kilometers per hour. The weather in Calgary is snowy, with a temperature of 12 degrees. The rest of the flight should be smooth. In case of any questions, please don't hesitate to ask one of our cabin crew members. Thank you, and enjoy the flight.
Air Canada 220, Vancouver Center, expecting VIP 7, runway 35 left.
Expect IGVEC 7, runway 35 left, Air Canada 220.
Air Canada 220, contact Vancouver Center 133.6.
Over to 133.6 for Air Canada 220. Have a good night. Air Canada, Vancouver Center, Air Canada 220 with you at flight level 350.
Air Canada 220, Vancouver Center, identified. Air Canada 220, IGVEP 7, runway 35 left. Report ready for descent.
Ready for descent, Air Canada 220.
Air Canada 220, descend to flight level 200.
Down to 200 for Air Canada 220.
Good day, Vancouver Center. WestJet 1511, descending via IGVEP 7, flight level 240.
WestJet 1511, Vancouver Center, identified.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting our descent. Please follow the instructions of the cabin crew as we prepare for landing. Thank you. Mesdames et messieurs, nous entamons notre descente. Veuillez suivre les instructions du personnel de cabine pendant que nous préparons l'atterrissage. Merci.
Air Canada 220, contact Edmonton Center 133.75.
Over to 133.75, Air Canada 220. Edmonton Center, Air Canada 220, we're passing through the flight level 290 on our way down to 200.
Air Canada 220, Edmonton Center identified. WestJet 171, contact Vancouver Center 134.55.
This here from Calgary.
Landing and departing runways 26, 29er, tree 5 right, tree 5 left, transition level 180. Advise on initial contact, you have information Alpha. Calgary Airport information Alpha, 2226 Zulu, wind tree 45 at 20, gust 26, visibility 4, snow, ceiling 3,300 overcast, altimeter 2975, landing and departing runways 26, 29er, tree 5 right, tree 5 left, transition level 180.
All aircraft be advised. Information Bravo now current. Altimeter 2977.
Flaps 1.
Calgary Tower, Air Canada 220, ILS runway 35 left.
Air Canada 220, Calgary Tower, wind 335 at 16, gust 23, runway 35 left, cleared to land.
That's...
Runway 35 left, cleared to land. Air Canada 220. Calgary, Air Canada 220, descending via IGVEP 7, flight level 200 with information Bravo.
Air Canada 220, Calgary approach, altimeter 2977. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 35 left.
Altimeter 2977, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 35 left. Air Canada 220.
Air Canada 220, descend to 9,000 feet, altimeter 2977. Air Canada 220, descend to 9,000 feet, altimeter 2977.
Descend to 9,000 feet, altimeter 2977, Air Canada 220.
Why did it give us the tower?
Jazz 423, turn right, heading 200, descend to 1,000 feet, altimeter 2977, vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 200, descend to 1,000 feet, altimeter 2977, Jazz 423.
Air Canada 220, descend to 8,400 feet.
Down to 8,400, Air Canada 220.
Jazz 423, airport is at your 2 o'clock, 6 miles. Report the field in sight.
Field in sight, Jazz 423.
Jazz 423, cleared visual approach runway 26.
Cleared visual approach 26, Jazz 423.
Jazz 423, contact Calgary Tower 118.7.
Contact Tower 118.7, Jazz 423, bye-bye.
220, leave depth 2 heading 150. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 35 left.
Leave depth 2 heading 150, Air Canada 220.
Air Canada 220, turn left heading 155. Descend to 10,000 feet. Vectors for the approach.
Turn left heading 155 down to 10,000 for Air Canada 220. Flaps 1.
Air Canada 220, turn left heading 090. Descend to 9,000 feet.
Turn left heading 090 down to 9,000 feet for Air Canada 220.
Air Canada 220, 11 miles from Gabol. Turn left, heading 030. Maintain 6,500 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 35 left.
Turn left heading 030 down to 6,500. Cleared for ILS runway 35 left, Air Canada 220.
Calgary Encore 3249, 1,200 feet with information Bravo.
Encore 3249, Calgary approach. Good afternoon, altimeter 2977. Expect the visual approach runway 26.
Altimeter 2977, expect the visual approach runway 26, Encore 3249.
Calgary Tower, Air Canada 220, we're on the established level equalizer.
Air Canada 220, roger.
Flaps 2.
Air Canada 220. Contact Calgary Tower 118.7. Bye-bye.
Over to 118.7 Air Canada 220.
Cabin crew,
Calgary
take
Tower,
your seats
Air
for
Canada
landing.
220, we're on 8 mile final, runway 35 left.
Air Canada 220, Calgary Tower, wind 335 at 16 gust 23, runway 35 left, cleared to land.
Runway 35 left, cleared to land, Air Canada 220.
2,500, check.
Check. Windy and snowy, wow.
Above.
Continue.
Minimum.
Landing.
100.
Got all the trucks
30,
here.
40, 30, 20. Retard.
Yeah, we just killed a bunch of snowflowers. Reverser set.
Exit right at Charlie 6.
Exit right at Charlie 6, Air Canada 220. Which is not that one. Charlie 6 is way down there. I'm not sure where we're supposed to go.
Calgary. Current local time is 32 minutes past 16. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign has been turned off. Please make sure you have all your personal belongings with you before you leave the aircraft. On behalf of the crew, I would like to thank you for flying with us today. We hope you had a pleasant flight and we look forward to welcoming you on board. Nous tenons à vous excuser encore une fois pour le retard. Nous espérons que votre vol a été agréable et nous espérons vous revoir bientôt. We would like to apologize to you again for the delay. We hope that you had a pleasant flight and we are looking forward to seeing you again soon.
Air Canada 220, contact ground 125.35.
Ground 125.35, Air Canada 220. Have a good afternoon.
See what the instruction is.
Air Canada 220, request taxi to assigned gate.
Air Canada 220, gate Echo 82 taxi via Charlie 6. Charlie Juliet Bravo, Bravo Charlie.
Gate Echo 82, taxi via Charlie 6, Charlie Juliet, Bravo, Bravo Charlie, Air Canada 220.
Doesn't seem like the right parking spot for this plane. We will make it to go anyways. Also seems like a crazy taxi. Okay, we'll make it go.
WestJet 191, stand 50, request pushback.
WestJet 191, Calgary ground, pushback approved. Face southwest.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest, WestJet 191. WestJet 191, taxi for departure.
WestJet 191, runway 29er taxi via Golf, Foxtrot.
Runway 29er taxi via Golf, Foxtrot, WestJet 191.
WestJet 191, contact Calgary Tower 118.7.
Over to Tower 118.7, WestJet 191.
It is. Actually, both correct. Sweet there. And Marshall. Parking brake set. Turn off engine 2, engine 1. APU's on, beacons off, signs are off.
The boarding requested.
Board.
Cabin crew disarm doors and cross-check. Personnel de cabine, désarmer les portes et effectuer une vérification croisée.
Passengers, the boarding started.
We have arrived at the gate. Please remember to take all your personal belongings with you. Have a great day.